There's this moment that keeps replaying in my head. I was standing in the kitchen, holding my 9-month-old, trying to make toast. She was screaming. My phone was buzzing. And I remember thinking, what even is this stage? Why is she suddenly so clingy? Why won't she let me put her down? Is this normal? Am I normal? So I started asking around, reading, watching, observing her. And what I discovered was kind of wild. At 9 months old, your baby is going through one of the biggest internal growth spurts of their entire life. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, socially. And nobody tells you how intense that actually is. This isn't just a phase. It's a full-blown transformation. In this video, we're diving into what's really going on with your 9-month-old. But not in a checklist kind of way. We're talking the real stuff, what you'll see, what you'll feel, what might freak you out, and why it's all part of the journey. So if your baby's pulling on your hair, screaming when you leave the room, waking up 3 times a night after finally sleeping through, stay with me. You're not alone. And I promise this stage is more incredible than it seems. Let's start with the brain. Because everything else, the crawling, the clinginess, the chaos, it all starts up there. At 9 months, your baby's brain is forming over 1 million neural connections per second. Yes, per second. Their brain is literally being wired. While you're brushing crumbs off their onesie, they're beginning to understand cause and effect. They're remembering faces. They're recognizing routines. And here's the big one, they're starting to realize you exist, even when you're not in the room. Which brings us to separation anxiety. If your baby starts crying the second you step out of sight, or refuses to go to anyone, but that's not a sign of being spoiled. That's your baby learning object permanence. And it's kind of beautiful, even though it's so hard. They love you so much. They miss you now. That didn't happen a few months ago. Now it does. That's brain development in action. Next, the movement madness. Some babies at this age are crawling like pros. Others are doing a weird backward scoot, or a plank wiggle thing, or just rolling from one room to another like a little log. Some are pulling up. Some are cruising along furniture. A few may even be taking steps. But guess what? How they move doesn't matter right now. Just that they're exploring movement at all. My baby got stuck under the couch once. She army crawled in, got wedged like a turtle, and just laid there. Calmly, like this is my home now. That's what this stage is. Curious chaos. Their world is getting bigger every day, and they are trying to figure out how to keep up with it. Then, the communication changes. They might not have real words yet, but they're trying. You'll hear babbling with tone and rhythm that almost sounds like conversation. They might say mama or dada and actually mean it now. They're also starting to understand more than you think. They recognize their name. They know no. They may just choose to ignore it. And they're using gestures, reaching, waving. Clapping is a way of talking to you. If you narrate your day to them, even if it feels silly, we're changing your diaper now. Ooh, stinky. You're building language and connection every single time. Now let's talk emotions. This part gets overlooked, but it's so real. At 9 months, babies start to express preferences. They might reject certain people, or scream when you take away a toy, or cry if you leave the room for 5 seconds. They don't know how to regulate emotions yet, so they feel everything fully. Big joy, big fear, big frustration, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. It means everything is working exactly as it should. And yes, it's exhausting and confusing, especially when your once chill baby is now losing it over a dropped cracker. You're not doing anything wrong. They're just becoming human. Let's talk about play. At this age, play is not just units how they learn everything. They're experimenting, testing gravity, cause and effect, spatial awareness, social rules, sensory input. Give them a basket of safe kitchen tools, and they'll turn it into a science lab. This is also when babies start playing with you, handing you a toy, waiting for your reaction, laughing at peekaboo. These aren't just games. They're the foundation of language, empathy, and connection. Sleep? Ooh, let's go there. If your baby used to sleep, great, and suddenly doesn't welcome to the 9-month sleep regression. Why? Because their brain is on overdrive. They're learning so much during the day, they struggle to wind down at night. And also, they may just want you close. This can feel brutal, but it does pass. Responding with comfort doesn't ruin their independence, it builds their security. You are their safe place. That matters. Feeding gets interesting too. Some babies are scarfing down solids like tiny food critics. Others want nothing but milk. Some eat like champs one day and throw everything on the floor the next. All normal. The goal right now isn't to have perfect meals. It's to explore texture, taste, chewing, grasping. It's okay if most of it ends up on the floor. Mealtimes are sensory experiences, not battles. And finally, let's talk about you. Because while your baby is changing fast, So are you. At 9 months postpartum, the world often expects us to be back to normal. But what even is that? You might still feel foggy, or emotional, or disconnected from your old self. You might feel joy and guilt and exhaustion all at once. That's normal too. This stage is beautiful and hard. It's a tangle of breakthroughs and breakdowns. It's full of wonder, but also worry. But here's the truth. You are learning just as much as your baby is, and you're doing better than you think. So if today felt like a mess, if you're tired, or touched out, or unsure what the heck is going on, I hope you'll remember this. Your baby doesn't need perfection. They need you, just as you are, and you're showing up. That means everything. We're in this together, and you've got this.